Hi, good afternoon from Canmore, Alberta. My name is Tatiana, and today in this video I would like to give my personal experience as a healthcare aide and the reasons why um, or the disadvantages about being a healthcare aide in Canada. Why you should become a healthcare aide and why you shouldn't take it as a long-term career, and why you should take it as a short-term career. Um, so first of all, I have been a healthcare aide since April 2023. Um, within 2 days of being in Canada, specifically here in Canmore, I I was hired to become a healthcare aide without any experience and certification because of the demands of the job, because there is a high demand. There is not too many people. Um, and the first advantage that I'm gonna say about being a healthcare aide is that with the experience as a healthcare aide, you can apply for permanent residency. The tier code for healthcare aide is 3, so you can apply for express entry, and also you can apply for any type of pathway, for example, with the province and things like that. Um, so this is, in my opinion, the only advantage. This is the only advantage to become a healthcare aide here in Canada. I don't know other countries, but the only advantage to of being a healthcare aide or nurse assistant in Canada is that um, it allows you to apply for express entry for Canadian experience class. Now the disadvantages. One of the disadvantages of being a healthcare aide is that although you have the heavy duty of the job, if you are new, if you don't know what a healthcare aide duties are, um, the healthcare aide duties are to provide care to the patients in the hospital, to help them with bath, shower, toilet. Um, there are patients that cannot um, cannot move, and you have to help them in bed to change them. There are patients in Canada that they are very heavy. Um, so the being a healthcare aide is very difficult job. It's very physically demanding job, um, and also is emotionally distressed. Um, so physically and emotionally is a very hard job. That's one of the reasons why I think being a healthcare aide should be considered as a short-term opportunity to start your career in Canada or to apply for PR, but don't choose it as a long-term career, because I have been a healthcare aide within 8 months, and I'm happy I'm out of this career. Um, Another disadvantage is that although work itself is very heavy job. The healthcare aid do everything. The company itself, the company, the management, um, they don't value healthcare aids. Although healthcare aids that are the backbone of the hospitals, the backbone of the um, lodges for elderly people, and all these kind of things. We all know, and if you don't know, Canada is having a lot of, it has a high percentage of elderly. So this profession is a necessity, and that's why we are the backbone for hospitals and these elderly houses. And although we are the backbone, we are not being valued as much as the nurses or doctors, right? That's another thing, and you really feel it at work. You really feel that you are not being valued because you don't have a license, right? And especially if you are a healthcare aide that has no certification, because there are different pathways to become a healthcare aide. One of the pathways is to take an exam, um, and your employer, that is the one that is gonna train you, because you don't have certification, right? You don't have basis on the job. The employer is gonna assess you, and then you can work as a deemed competent healthcare aide. So this is one of the pathways. And if you never got a certification, then management, the company, sometimes your coworkers, they are gonna treat you different, unfortunately, because also another bad thing of being a healthcare aide is that hospitals and this type of places where elderly and patients live, um, there is a high percentage of toxic work environment where if you make a mistake as a human being, HR um, is gonna stalk you until the end. Um, or if you complain about harassment, I'm not saying of all places are like that, right? Every company is different, but when you make a complaint in your job about harassment, about anything, about bullying or mobbing, whatever, they are gonna weigh you. Okay, is he or she a healthcare aide? Is he or she a nurse? Is he or she a certified healthcare aide, or she is nothing, right? And they will base their investigations and all these kind of things depending on your license or your certifications. And it's unfortunate, but it's a bias that exists, because there are other jobs where you don't need a certification, or you can have or not, right? And your manager, your supervisor, your coworkers, they don't see you as, oh, you don't have a certification, or oh, you don't have a diploma, you don't have a bachelor's degree, so you're less. And no, but unfortunately, as a healthcare aide and in the nursing industry, this is gonna happen. um, I have been working in two different companies in Canada since I started my healthcare aid career. And in both companies, I didn't feel valued. I felt I I learned very fast, although I don't have the certifications. I did my best, and they didn't value me because I didn't have the healthcare aid certification. Um, so this is very unfortunate, but it's something negative. Um, so if your dream is to become a healthcare aide, try to obtain the certification. Um, I don't recommend it because for me as a long-term career, this is a very exhausting job. Um, you are in a higher chance to hurt your back, um, and because again here in Canada there are patients that are very heavy, and is you are always gonna have to deal with heavy patients that have certain conditions that are are not able to move anymore, that are not able to walk anymore, and you will have to turn them on bed, to change them, to help them on their daily activities, and you will have to leave them. So the risk of having developing an injury is high. It's high, especially because I know there are like policies, procedures to prevent injuries, but in reality, um, you have to work as a team with other healthcare aides. And some healthcare aides, even though they have this certification as healthcare aides, they don't follow these procedures. Um, for example, the bed has to be higher up so you don't hurt your back, but your coworker they just leave the bed back down because you have to move the patient quickly and these kind of things. So this is one of the disadvantage. Another disadvantage is you are in a higher risk to hurt your back and to have an injury um, due to the nature of this job. Um, for people that want to come to Canada, and because there is people that I have seen on Facebook, for example, and this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this video. There is people that comments on Facebook and says, "Oh, is it good idea to pay $10,000 to become a healthcare aide so I can work as healthcare aide and then I can apply for PR?" I don't believe paying 10,000 or more for become a healthcare aide is a good idea. I work 8 months as a healthcare aide to obtain the express entry. To apply for express entry, you need 12 months. So you can work if you are smart enough um, to know how to access this career. You can work as healthcare aide without having a certification, but these 12 months, if you plan to work 12 months as a healthcare aide to obtain to apply for PR, these 12 months are gonna be hard. I don't recommend um, to pay to obtain a certification as healthcare aide because it's a job that, or if you want to be a nurse someday, okay, you can be a healthcare aide, then you can take another course, LPN, licensed practical nurse, and then you can become RN, registered nurse. But it's gonna be a lot of money. So I don't recommend it. If the only reason why you want to be a healthcare aide is to apply for PR, try other ways. This is a high demand job, um, so they will hire you without certifications, and they can even help you. They can even assist you. I did other video before where I explain where to go to find easier jobs, because if you go to Toronto, if you go to Vancouver, it's very unlikely that they hire you. But if you go to towns where they are really in need of healthcare aides, of nurses, then your chances are higher. This is how I start my career as healthcare aide here, and now I'm changing my careers. Now I'm changing my, because the only way I accept these jobs as healthcare aide is to apply for PR. But it's not something I want to do my whole life, especially due to these circumstances that I mentioned. So it depends on the individual basis, but these are some of the advantages and disadvantages. Again, only advantage is that you can apply for PR because it's a medical job. So, and the points are going down. The government of Canada is giving a lot of chances to medical field applicants, so it's a good idea. But to me, that's the only advantage, and I mentioned like three disadvantages or four. So I hope this video is valuable for someone out there, and also I'm open to answer questions and help people, if especially for newcomers to Canada, because it's hard, and people, newcomers, so usually Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto, that's it. And that's not the best strategy if you want to find a job fast, and a good job, not a low wage job. So this is it.